Hi everyone, and welcome to English 90. My name is Paul Martone, and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. Please feel free to call me Paul throughout the semester. I'm really looking forward to working with you. I'm going to give you a brief overview now of our course in Canvas. And all the things that we talk about here, I'm also going to expand upon at our first webinar. Our webinars are going to be every week. If you look over here on the sidebar on the left, on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. These are not mandatory webinars. I strongly encourage you to come if you're available. If not, the webinars will be recorded, and I strongly urge you to watch them each week so that you understand what we're doing in our course. So here at our homepage, the first thing you'll see is recent announcements, and you always want to begin by reading recent announcements. You're going to receive a minimum of one announcement from me each week. So starting week 1 on Monday morning, you will see an announcement. You saw this announcement waiting for you, which includes all the essential information you need to start our course, including this video. And those announcements will continue to come and be posted here throughout the semester. Please be sure to read your homepage for all of your courses in their entirety. You always want to begin your day on My Nightingale. This is where you're going to sign in with your individual sign-on, and you are going to have access to Canvas, which we're looking at now, also your Outlook, and really important resources that are available to you that you'll be using to succeed in your classes, like the Writing Center. I'm not going to open My Nightingale now. Mine is an opening. I have a ticket submitted, but just know that you can at any time access it here. Okay, English 90 is an 8-week course. Our course will be closed and locked at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time, the Sunday of week 8. Okay? Everything in terms of due dates that we'll discuss that are important to you is always in Mountain Time. And I highly recommend just having access to Mountain Time, bookmarking the webpage that I shared with you in this announcement, and having it open so you always know what time it is if you don't live in Mountain Time. Okay, for example, I live in the Northeast, so I'm on East Coast time, but I always have that tab open so that I know what time it is in Salt Lake City. Okay, I'm going to scroll down a little bit here and show you can access your modules here for the entire semester. You can also access the Writing Center, live tutoring, a library, and the Tech Center, which anytime you're you're confused about how to do something, you can utilize the Tech Center. The Tech Center doesn't replace submitting a ticket. Okay, you submit a ticket when something isn't functioning, but the Tech Center you can use when you're having a tech issue because you're not sure how to do something, and you'll receive assistance that way. Down here, you see the webinar options. I want you to know that the only option for our course is the one on Tuesday, where you see my name, Paul Martone. This is a different section where you see my colleague Meg's name. So please be sure, if you want to attend the webinar live, to come Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And again, if you look in the sidebar, you can also click here to access our meeting. You can click here or you can click down here. This might not appear on your homepage by next week. I have submitted a ticket to have at least this portion, if not all of it, removed. But you'll always be able to click over here in the sidebar. With that in mind, I would like to go to the sidebar now. We talked about the webinar. The next thing is the syllabus. You can click here to view a summary by week. Also, if you click on the PDF, you will see all the salient information that you need to know about the course. And we will review some of these things during the webinar, but I also strongly encourage you to read the syllabus on your own time, because a lot of the questions that you have will be answered simply by reviewing the syllabus and everything that we're discussing now that's available to you through Canvas. Okay, the next item in our sidebar is modules, and this is incredibly important, and it's probably the aspect of the sidebar that you'll be using the most frequently. We're going to click there now. The first thing you see is our course prerequisites, and this is a very important point. It is absolutely essential that you complete all of the course prerequisites. If you don't, you won't be able to scroll down and access week 1. So here you see week 1 is transparent. You can click on it, but you won't be able to access it. Now I'm going to show you, leaving the student view, how you know you've completed course prerequisites. You know you've completed course prerequisites when you see a green check mark on the right-hand side here. When all of these are green with the little check, you can move on and you'll have access to week 1. Notice when I scroll down that it's now clear, okay, and I can click on these items. Another very important point is when you finish anything on a web page inside a module, you'll see an option to go next. Let me see if I can show you this. Here's week 1. At the bottom of the screen here, it says next. I want to encourage you not to use these features, next and previous. Sometimes they will overlook certain pages. You should always do is click back on modules, and you will see what you've completed with the green check mark, and then you can move on to the next thing that way. And that's really the best way to go about completing your weekly assignment. So please do it that way to be sure. Always have this screen open to be sure you don't miss something. Okay. Beneath, I'm going to go back into the student view for a moment. After course prerequisites, after you have all your lovely green check marks over here, you can scroll down and you'll see learner resources. And here you are going to have access to guides that are going to help you with grammar and other aspects of writing. You have access to Nightingale's online library and also the tutoring center where you can receive additional assistance. I'm going to talk to you more about our learner resources at that first webinar on Tuesday, okay? The last thing here is our chat. Welcome to English 90, open chat. This is another way for you to communicate with me and also with your fellow learners enrolled in the class. Anytime you have a question about the course, and it's not just a question. If it's a question for me, of course, you can contact me directly through Canvas or through Teams. You can also text me, and I'll show you how to do that by clicking on my profile in a moment. But if you have a question, you just want to put it out to the class, this is the place to do it. And in fact, when you enter the class next week, you're going to see that I've posted here. And what I'm going to do for my first post is I'm going to give you a little introduction about myself. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my family, for example, about my wife and my daughter, a little bit about the things I'm interested in, so you can learn a little more about me than you'll see from my profile. And what I would like you to do is to please put a little introduction about yourself as well. I really want to learn more about you, and it would be great for you to learn more about each other. So again, tell us a little bit about your life. If you're working right now, that's great. A little bit about your family. You can tell us a little bit about your goals. Now that you've started this incredible path to becoming a nurse through Nightingale, it doesn't have to be too long, just however much you want to write, and also encourage you to reply to one another. Okay, and to welcome each other to the course. So I'll be sure to have my post there, and I'll bring this up to you again at the webinar on Tuesday as well. Okay, let's go back now to our home page. and we looked at modules. We'll go back there one more time, because after the learner resources, we start week 1, and you're going to see all your weeks are located here. You want to complete at least one module per week, okay? So this is the week 1 module here. It won't be transparent after you finish your course prerequisites. I'm going to go back to our sidebar now, and I'm going to click on assignments. We're in the student view, so this is what you're going to see. You can look at your assignments by date when they're due. So here they are in order of occurrence when things are due, from week 8 ending from week 1 rather, all the way down to week 8. Or, and I think this is nice to really understand how you're going to be assessed, you can look at it by type. So writing assignments will constitute 35% of your grade. You'll be doing your writing assignments between weeks 5 all the way to week 8, concluding with what's your final essay. And together, they constitute 35% of your grade. Quizzes will also constitute 35% of your grade. You'll see you have 4 of them in week 1. You have 4 of them in week 2. You have 3 of them in week 3, 1 in week 4, and 1 in week 7. Altogether, they constitute 35% of your grade. An important note about the quizzes: for the quizzes, you will have 2 attempts, okay? If you take the quiz and you're not happy with your score, you may take it again. The only score that will be kept is the higher of the 2 scores. Let's say you take the week 1 quizzes once and you move on to week 2. You can always, at any point in time before the course closes in week 8, go back and try quizzes again later in the semester if you weren't happy with your grade, as long as you do it before our course closes at the end of week 8. So that's a really nice opportunity for you there. Your midterm exam is going to be the final 30% of your grade. Your midterm exam is going to be held during week 4. It opens on January 29th at midnight Mountain Time, and it closes on February 4th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. You may take this midterm 3 times. You have a total of 3 possible attempts on the midterm, and I'll remind you of this later on as we get closer, but I strongly encourage you to take your first attempt early, okay? So at some point on January 29th, so that you have a time to take a second or even a third attempt before it closes on February 4th at 11:59 p.m. And this midterm exam will be on everything that we covered together in the first 3 weeks of our course. Okay? So that's the most essential information that I wanted to share with you now. Please know that my job is to assist you, to help you, to encourage you. What really excites me about this opportunity to work with you is to know that you've begun a very important path that's going to affect the rest of your life. And I really want to see you get to that next step. So let's work together and let's have a great semester. I hope to see you at our webinar on Tuesday. If you're not unable to make it, again, don't worry. And please, please, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. Last thing really quickly, I told you that I would show you my profile. Let me leave the student view. And you'll see over here on the left this little photo with my face. You click on that. Hello, that's me. And you click on profile. And here you can see a little bit about me, but most importantly, I want you to know you can reach out to me anytime via Canvas Mail, okay? That's the best email to use to reach out to me. If you reach out to me in Outlook, however, I will respond, of course. You can also reach me through Teams, and you can also text me. This is my number with the extension through which you can contact me as well. Okay, so thanks so much. And again, I'm really excited to work with you this semester. Bye, everyone.